So there's never a dull moment with Trump in town, and many of the trends included within our 2030 thematic roadmap have taken a different course than we had initially expected. Many of the sustainability or green trends have taken a back seat, but more importantly, the trends exposed to geopolitical risk, macroeconomic uncertainty have definitely been pushed forward. And I think the one area in particular that I'm really looking forward to is thinking about how does the concept of regional strategic autonomy arise? And that's the whole premise of our European Leadership Conference today, to think about, what is the future of Made in Europe AI, for example? What is the future of Europe's role in the global energy trilemma?
Well, you've covered an enormous amount of subjects in your first answer as well. So let's just talk about, what does regional autonomy look like? What does it mean? And can you have regional autonomy?
So with Europe in particular, I think Europe often gets painted as the middle ground between, US and China. I think there's more to it. We've also got the ongoing rise in the global south. And again, Europe often is seen as the steady partner in all of this. I hate to bring it back to economics 101, thinking about, what is Europe's comparative advantage. But for me, it's the strategic advantage of playing to our strengths. So when I think about AI, for example, I do think Europe's strengths lie in the technical know-how, the academia expertise. And so it's just working out, what's Europe's role in some of these trends, whether they're the leader, the laggard, who knows, but just playing to people's strengths. And I think Europe's tone on talent in particular is one thing I think will stand out.
But long before we had the Trump administration, we had the letter report, we had the Draghi report. Europe knows the recipe it needs. It just doesn't seem to be able to follow that cookbook. It doesn't seem to be able to follow that recipe through to the final cake or the final lovely gastronomic construction as well. Why are we the laggard rather than the leader so often, despite knowing the recipe?
Speed. It's agility, or being able to respond to technological change. And I think some of the examples you mentioned earlier, Europe loves to take a very risk-based approach. They love to introduce a piece of regulation and then have that carrot and stick debate, whereas other regions tend to just take a more of an innovative mindset. So when I think about not just the European AI Act, even the Green Deal, I think Europe in theory had the cookbook or the recipe. It's just the speed and agility to actually make sure that money trickles down where the investments are really needed.
Yeah, I've heard